I just stay with you this week?
No, you have to go to your dad's.
So Kate and I, we're gonna get engaged this week.
Wow.
Do not let that deadbeat dad get inside your head. You are brilliant.
You're a wonderful mom. You are a talented artist.
These are phenomenal.
What is this about renting the house to vacation?
Welcome to the chateau in the country. I'm the host, Dawn.
Beautiful.
Yeah, my grandmother left it to me. Decided to rent it out. I'm sorry, the home isn't ready yet. Can you please come back?
Do you have any idea who might have done this to you? What I would do for talent like this?
I think Charlie should live with me full time.
Thank you for spoiling us.
That's what you get for rejecting me, Dawn.
There's some illegal activity happening around my house.
I'll get you back for this.
Never did I think that I would genuinely be jealous of you.
You say anything to anyone, I'll end you.
From the moment I met you, this is what I always wanted.
How did I not see the signs? Open your eyes, you coward.
You've been through a lot. Maybe your mind is playing tricks on you.
No one's will miss her. Mom!
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for Held Hostage in My House, streaming right now on Netflix. Go check it out. It's your boy, Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. Joining me to talk all things Held Hostage in My House is writer, director, Anna Elizabeth James. Anna, how are you today?
Very good. Thank you so much for having me, Kuya. I am excited to be here to talk about this film.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited. I got enough. I think the first question I had was, I know this was originally on Lifetime, and I know it was also called Blunt. So I'm curious the turn from Blunt to Held Hostage in My House. I know it's a weird question to start us off, but I'm sure people that knew that before were maybe wondering, and now I'm wondering.
It's actually the perfect question to ask because there is definitely a story behind the story, and I think the more I tell it, the more fascinated people are by this story. So, originally the script and the film was called Blunt. We shot it in Massachusetts in 2022. The film was completed in the summer of 23. It was ready for AFM, which is a place where films are sold in the marketplace. So it was independently made, financed, the whole thing, the whole way from top to bottom. So when my sales agent, Voltage Pictures, took the film out to sell it, no one was buying. There was sort of like a buying freeze at that time. We really thought we would end up on Netflix. My former film, a psychological thriller, Deadly Illusions, did really well on the platform. It was #1 in the world. So we thought, perfect, right? We should fit right in there. Like, that's a no-brainer. And no, we were denied. We were full on denied. I think they even went back and it was still another denial. So that was a hard pill to swallow. And it was like, okay, well, we move on. Maybe someone else will pick us up. No. Crickets.
Yeah.
For months. And then you have what is called a lot of pressure coming at you from all angles, from artists, from talent and their agents, and finally your investors, right? They signed up for a certain ride and the ride is stalled. So come on, filmmaker, like, get on the train. So at that point, we had a tiny breakthrough, and that was when A&E, so yes, the film did go on Lifetime last summer in September, but the parent company, A&E, bless them, I'm so grateful for them, decided to pick it up. There was a producer there, a longtime producer I worked with, and she said, listen, I'm going to be over your film. I think she's the one that spearheaded it, and she's like, I'm going to have to cut, about 18 minutes. Dagger to the heart. We're also giving it a new title. But your film's going to be released. And so, again, hard pill to swallow. Not that I'm not grateful and I'm not excited, but I had to call my talent, my entire crew, and let them know the news. So in a roundabout kind of way, it felt like I had failed everyone. And the movie came out, not that that's a failure to be released, like it's not, but it is it is quite a thing to go through mentally. Really grounds you, humbles you. But maybe that was the lesson for me. So that was in 23, or the film came out in 24. So I moved on with life. The movie's shelved. It's over with. That's where it is. That's where it's going to live. Let's see what we have to do in this new frontier of AI and cinema. And I've been, boots on the ground, focused on that, educating myself, getting ready for this new wave, what I like to call the gold rush. And no joke, I got a phone call, it's a crazy story, but a childhood friend basically messaged me on Facebook and was like, I'm in Malaysia, but when I get back, I'll be able to watch your movie on Netflix. Her name's Monique. I've known her since 7th grade. And bless her heart, I read that message on Facebook Messenger. I was like, what is she talking about? Like, this doesn't make any sense. So I'm on Netflix watching another show, and I type in Held Hostage in My House, because that's the title that A&E gave it, and it appeared. So I learned about it coming out on Netflix last Wednesday.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And I'm in my living room and I'm just staring at the screen. And I'm like, wait, what? This is and then I get out of it. I go to my computer. I type it in. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I Google it. I'm like checking the algorithm. And sure enough, there's some articles that have trickled out, like on Vulture, like these are the films coming out on Netflix. And I just sat there and I was like, wow, okay. And then thus began this whole adventure where, I have to reach out to everyone, giving them a heads up. I mean, we've only had like less than a week to prepare for this. So yeah, that is the story of how we ended up on Netflix.
Amazing. Well, number one, I from filmmaker to filmmaker, I love the grind, never giving up. You got to go hard. You got to be the champion for yourself when things come and fall through. We all know the hustle that it is as creatives in this industry. You got to love it. So thank you for sharing that. And again, it helps remind people that no matter what level of the ladder you're at and all of that, it really doesn't matter, but you got to stay hard if you believe in it and you want it to happen. So thank you, because I think that's very inspirational. So I appreciate that, Anna.
Thank you. You would actually, Kuya, you would fit in with this crew so well. That was the thing that was hard for us to wrap our heads around. It was the most incredible summer camp of our lives. If you interview anyone from the crew, they'll be like, there's no set that beats this set. So when you have such an incredible experience making art together, usually that creates a beautiful art piece. Those things are in alignment, but there was definitely a kink in the commerce system, and there was nothing I could do to unkink it. Time had to go by, things had to happen. Who knows? I'll never know. Wouldn't it be fun to be the fly on the wall with the conversation in the room when it finally did go to, who was that? Who was the person that said, check, this is on our network, or our own platform? And, there's probably heroes behind the scenes I've never met. I don't know their names. Who knows? But they brought the film basically out of obscurity, in my opinion. It also, when it went on Lifetime, bless that platform and everyone who watches it, people were upset. They were angry because the film does not fit the traditional tropes of the Lifetime films. So we didn't really fit there perfectly, and then it's Matt Davis said it well in this behind the scenes video that you can find on IMDb. And he basically says, I feel like you're carving out a new genre or a new part of, it's just, some people are calling it genre bending. There's some dark comedy. There's familiar noir, tropes, but in an inverted way, because it's coming from a female gaze. And I don't want to get too heady and too much into that, but I think that's another reason why it kind of was in limbo land and couldn't find its grounding, and the 18 minutes that were cut, they cut out a lot of the blunts, the movie. My other childhood friend, I brought her in. She was the blunt specialist because I wanted them perfect. I wanted everything about that perfect. So the blunts are still in there, but I would say about 15 minutes of them are cut out. One of my favorite scenes is cut out, but we don't want to talk about that because at the end of the day, I am so proud of the film that is on Netflix. Everyone is, on the crew is so excited. We're really proud of the work we did. We're so grateful to be on this huge platform, 300 million users. Maybe, when you calculate the data, it's like 10 million people will click on or at least sort of experience the film and really pay attention and watch it, because it is I like to call it a mind travel movie. We go into the recesses of a female's mind, and that's the other part of the conversation with the genre bending is I think I've found my little niche over here where I want to do, these psychological thrillers or anything that's psychological, really, from a more female gaze. So it's like a Nolan-esque vibe with a very potent female gaze or something,
No, I love that. Amazing. I have so many strong women in my life, and I'm all about just we have to expand out from the norms of what we've already seen. And also, as a person of color, also I have a lot of LGBTQI friends, and just I have so many strong women in my life, and I know the stories that they're yearning for. So I love all this. So again, thank you for sharing that again, Anna. And again, salute to our set family, to our friend, to the cast and crew, everybody on your team, and all the supporters, because it takes a village when we're working.
Yeah, we had a review come out this morning, and I usually never email reviewers. I'm like, that's not something you should do. But this morning I was like, no, I need to email this fellow, because there is an incorrect statement. He labeled it as a Lifetime film. And I'm like, no, it's an independently made film. Like, if we don't know that these things, where they come from, these original ideas, then how can we champion them? Like, you can have an opinion about the art as much as you want, like, go for it. That's what the art's for. It's to be dissected and hated or loved or whatever. But please, I love my platform that I premiered on, and I appreciate them, but this was founded and grounded in a place of originality. It is an original idea. It is fostered by a team of artists that championed a real, original idea. And I think that's part of the conversation. I'm so glad you're bringing that up, because it's like a tapestry, right? And this is just one color that I'm bringing to the table. Like, imagine all the other colors we're missing out on because we're not championing these original ideas. So anyway.
Let's go. No, I love your spirit, Anna. Like, I would definitely love to rock on a set with you, because you got the kind of vibe.
Yeah, you would love it. Like, yeah. My DP, Mike McMillan, the best. Like, he and we just have sort of like the same kind of parenting style, I guess you could say, or same kind of we're chill, we have a good time. By day 3, everyone's like, whoa, this is different. Like, and the best compliment I could ever get, and I get often, especially on this set, is all the actors were like, is this like real? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, I've never experienced anything like this. And I'm like, what am I doing something wrong? Like, because I've only been on my sets and film school sets. And so I haven't, it's almost like it's a blessing and a curse. Like, I don't know what they're coming from. And they're like, no, I've never experienced anything like this. Like, this is different. This is, and then, it's like, it's a mix between, we only do like a couple takes. There's like a chill vibe. There's this really cool energy. We hang out after. It's a family. It's truly summer camp. And I'm at a place, this is my 5th feature, and I'm at a place in my life now where I want the experience of making the art to be as rich and fulfilling as the release. And that's just my commitment, because life is so short. And I want, if anyone is asked like, oh, what's one of the best sets you've ever been on? I want them to say my name at least in the top 3.
I love that energy. You know what? I got a question that ties to that, but I'm gonna go back, go to that later. So okay. I want to know when the apple hit you on the top of your head, where this idea came from, and you started putting fingers to keyboard or pen to pad to write Blunt, eventually held hostage in my house.
Great question. So Deadly Illusions on Netflix, I consider sort of the freshman year of my first psychological thriller. So I knew I needed to find like a sophomore idea because I have some like junior and senior ideas, but it's like, okay, I need to bump up the level, but I also we're coming out of COVID. We need something contained. And this idea had been rattling around in my mind ever since I had my first vacation rental. I was a first adapter. I had just graduated from USC and needed a way to survive. I ended up making 2 films through Sony Pictures, family films. So grateful for that too. But that wasn't what the end all be all. I just knew I could do that. And then to survive, I had a vacation rental. And every time I cleaned my own vacation rental, the amount of clues that are left behind just is like, it would be so interesting to see it from that perspective versus, we see these other films what it's like to be the vacationer going into one. Well, what would it be like to be the one hosting it? And how does that look? Because the amount of people going through your home is kind of like a mind-bendy experience. Like they live in your kitchen and your bed, like to wrap your head around that is fascinating. And I'm always looking for a soil where that provides sort of a fuzzy or murky, there's not clarity, right? That's like the soil I need to build something that could be mind bending or whatever, or psychological. And, and then on top of that, I think I wanted to try and show in a cinematic way what it's like to be inside a woman's mind. In every film, I'm always trying to challenge myself, like, has anyone done that really well? Like, who's done that well? And if I can't think of a filmmaker, and I'm like, oh, shoot, that means I have to do it. So it's like this idea.
Oh, I just love that initiative and attitude.
I'm like, oh, shoot. I tackled that in Deadly Illusions where I wanted to see if I could turn you on without showing anything explicit. Like, the best compliment is like, I don't know, that movie made me really horny. Like that to me, I'm like, okay, check, we did that,
That's how I met my wife. She was wearing all black at the club, sweater, pants, and it was just because I never saw that. Everybody else was skinned out. I'm sorry, it's total sidetrack, relative. And it'll attract.
You're feeding into my thesis, which is to say that there is this space where the audience's imagination takes over. And when you do that, that's where we're like going into this mind bendy territory, and you're like bending things, and you kind of have like a trip. And that's really fun and exciting to do that through a story, right? It's not an A plus B plus C equals D story. It is like multifaceted and layered. You're breaking screenplay writing rules, you're following rules but knowing when to break them and all of that. So yes, so we did that in Deadly. And then in Blunt, the challenge was dealing with the COVID aftermath and all of the rules that came with that in filmmaking, and how much that adds to the budget and whatnot, but then also what it's like to be inside a female mind. We, scientists have proven that our minds are a little more, what's the word? Advanced. I'm just gonna say that.
Hey, no, I tell that
in
to
the male mind.
Respect.
We are like high social intelligence, just like across the board. We can pick up on things, we can connect things. And so I just was like, wow, what would that look like? And so it was all about, there's about 20 minutes in the film that I call like the sweet spot, that nice, rich, what we were all fighting for. It's the best part. Everyone, even my kids are like, Mom, that's like your best writing, blah, blah, blah. They were so excited for that. But you have to build to that. You have to earn that. And I'm really proud of that sequence. Amy, smart, there's only so many actresses that could have pulled this off. I, won the lottery with her and getting her to sign on because it's a really challenging role. And I needed someone who was like ready to just pull up their sleeves and get to work. And she and I were just symbiotic, and she's such a pro. And I think she too appreciated just how fast we went because she's lying there in the bed, right? We went as fast as we humanly possibly could. But yeah, so there's that sequence, and then the other idea was, wouldn't it be fun if I could have a couple movies where they could be translated into like a stage play, where a young filmmaker, female filmmaker, could pick up the script and go, I'm going to direct this on the stage. What does that look like? And so there is a lot of moments. The whole movie really could be a stage play. Yeah, absolutely. And so that was the other thing I wanted to check off on my list. You know, you got to have those things because the route is so arduous. You got to hit those marks. So yeah, that was, and then obviously staying within a budget and under 20 days. We actually shot this film in 16 days, which is, I don't recommend that. That's, yeah, that's insane.
I can also see comic book, by the way. I went into the world of comic books and I go back and forth. And I think that's another great realm that I could see this in. Just saying.
That's an idea. Yeah. I'm in that space right now with like working with, you know, finding an agent that's focused on publishing. I think there's a whole vast world opening up in the dawn of, you know, this new frontier. So yeah, I'll look into the comic book idea. Thank you.
Love that. Oh, definitely. So you come up with a script, you cast Amy Smart. That was like where I wanted to go next. So we got the script locked. Now we're getting into production, pre-pro. How did we get Amy? You kind of touched upon that, but then you got Billy Zane, you know, legend, and Neo. I'm an R&B guy. I'm like, how did Neo's acting in this joint now? Like, what's going on?
I know.
Like, how as an indie production, you know, it's we know that we also got to get name people to help with the film and market the film. But just how did you pull all of that off?
Yeah, you know, yeah, there's a lot here. So we're out to Amy Smart for our lead, and she, you know, that's a big role. So she's taking it, she's reading it, she's absorbing the material. She needs a minute, right? So while she's doing that, I'm running around trying to find my Dr. Walter and the professor, and I have one agent who really at CAA actually, who would call me every day. Hi, Anna, just checking in, and you know, he just was on it, and we kept looking at his talent list, and he's like, well, what about Neo? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Neo would never do this. Like, that's crazy. And when I said Neo into the phone, I have 3 teenagers and their friends were over. Everyone was like, like, what?
You got their blessing.
And I'm like in the living room, and they're like jumping up and down, like, what are you doing? You have, like, they're freaking out, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go out to Neo, right? And so this is such a funny story. So I write like a love letter. When I send an offer out, I write my heart and soul into these letters. I write this amazing letter to Neo. I tell him, I actually think, because he's a writer, right? Yeah. And he's from Vegas. And there's just so many similarities. We're the same generation. He has like a bunch of kids. I have 4 kids. Like, there's a lot of things here that I felt like we could connect on. And to see him as a professor, like, how cool, right? So I write this long letter, we send out the offer, and I think I got a phone call within 24 hours, and his manager called me and was like, yeah, I just have a few questions. His name's Tashawn. He's so cool. And I'm like nervous, you know, and he's like, okay, yeah, Neo's in. And I was like, what? No, like, I was like shaking. I hang up the phone and I'm like, is this even real? And so Neo, technically, out of all of the actors and this menagerie of actors, was the first one to sign on.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
Makes me cry. So now this is another part of the story that's so fun. So Neo comes to set, and he's only there his character, we only needed him 2 days, and he has this very busy schedule. He's touring and everything. But in those 2 days, we lived life to the fullest, right? We bonded. Like, he is like a soul brother to me. There's also a video on IMDb where he talks about this, because it's so funny. He calls me like the white female version of him in the film world. Like, that's how. Wow. I know, it's pretty funny, yeah. So you have to check that out. But the reason why I say that is, like, we just saw each other. Like, we know that writing is the heart of everything, and the bravery that goes behind that. I mean, he's an author on many songs. People don't realize, like, he's one of the greatest songwriters of our generation. And so yeah, I guess my point with this. So on the last day we have to say goodbye, and it's like going to camp and saying goodbye to your best friend. Like, oh, that's so sad. Like, tomorrow Neo won't be there, right? So we go to a dinner. Amy, I think it was Neo, me, and then Amy. And we're like enjoying our dinner, and everyone's there, and we're having a good time, right? But it's a goodbye dinner. And I was like, oh, I'm just so glad you read my letter. And, you know, you signed on so quickly. And Neo looks at me and goes, what letter? And I'm like, I looked at Tashawn, his manager. I was like, did you not get my letter? They're like, no, what letter? And like, there's all this noise and they're bringing the drinks and the food. And Neo's like, I would like, where's the letter? And I'm like, okay, hold on, I'll find it. So I'm going through my email and I'm finding the original email. And I'm like, oh, I found it. Set the phone down, talking. Neo's over here, like reading the letter like this. And Matt Davis is watching him read it. And Neo finishes the letter because, like I said, I read like a long love letter novel. And Matt Davis goes, "So Neo, does that letter make you wish you, or with that letter, would you have still signed on to the project?" And he goes, "I would have chartered a helicopter to her front door to tell her I am in this movie."
Oh my gosh. Oh, melts your heart. Oh, beautiful.
So this whole time,
Wow.
I think we have this symbiotic relationship because he read my letter.
Yeah.
And it was all pure chemistry. It was all, because from his perspective, this is the first time he's met me, doesn't know anything about me, doesn't know how I feel about him as an artist, doesn't know my thesis behind why I think he is perfect for like, he didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
And he was going solely off the script, the characters, the writing. And then he was going off of like the moment we met, the chemistry we had, and then the experiences we had over those 2 or 3 days. So, this is so crazy. This is another crazy story. So he's performing in Boston and they're in love with the crew. So they're like, "Annie, bring the whole crew." We have a big shuttle bus. And I mean, it's a wild story, but I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because I have like a lot of people. Like it's kind of grown. Like I got some crew in here. I've got my stars. Like, so we're in the shuttle and we're driving to. He's like, yeah. Come to this dinner first, and then we'll go over to the club together. And I was like, okay. So we pull up to this restaurant, and this gentleman says, "Anna Elizabeth James," and I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Right this way." And there's like some paparazzi, and we're all just like piling out of the van, like, because we've been shooting all day. We're like sweaty and like whatever. We're not looking our very best. And so that we get ushered into like this secret door, and then we're in this restaurant, which has been bought out by Neo, and Neo leads me along, and he's like, "I have some friends I want you to meet." And no joke, these men stand up, really tall men, and I'm shaking all of their hands and like, "It's so nice to meet you." And they're like so gentlemanly. And I look back at my son, both my sons are on this set, and their eyes are like bugged out. Like, and I'm like, what is the deal? Like, and I'm like, well, these guys are tall, like, and I finally come around and I sit down and I'm just so focused on like my cast and Neo. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
And so here my son leans over to me and goes, "Mom, that is the entire Boston Celtics."
Wow. I love that.
And then, so when Neo and I are like deep, we're talking about a story. We're talking about like, he has an idea. Like, we're just so into like the writing and like being all nerdy. It's like this cool party. And there's this tall gentleman like in line waiting to talk to me. It's just one of those things. And my son is like, "You need to talk to this guy like right now." And I'm like in the middle of talking to Neo, like story, like we're in this like writing zone. And finally Neo's like, "Oh yeah, you can talk to him now." And I shake his hand. He's like, "Look, if you just ever need like just a small role filled, like I could come in for like a day." And I was like, "Cool. Like, do you want to give me your number?" Like, I don't know who this is at this point. Like, I don't know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Think it was really nice meeting you." And then another player comes up and he's like, hey, will you take down my number too? Like, I want to be in on this. And then like after they walk away, my son leans into me and is like, "You have Jason Tatum's number?" I'm like, I don't know who that is, but okay. Like it was Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
So it's just, that was a wild experience, like funny story. So then we get in the shuttle and we go to the club, and then all of us were up on stage with him. Like he's singing, and it was just wild. The whole thing was wild. And then Neo was doing a podcast, and he's in this podcast and he's like, "Anna, you need to come on the podcast." So you can even find these photos where I'm like, this is a podcast about you, not me. And he's like, no, you need to sit by me and talk about the movie. Like, let's talk about it, you know? So it was fun. Yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so dope. And I can understand. I gotta tell you, Anna, with what you're saying, and in this relationship that you developed with Neo, and why I feel that he felt that way with you, is your vibe. The way you present is like you're getting your true self. You know, because I've been in the industry 20 plus years, you know, and done, you know, back and forth, and you meet so many different people, you know, that are, you know, real and just very corporate. You know the personalities. I'm sure you've experienced that already.
Yeah. I'm like,
and when you present like how you are, that there's still some humanity in there, if you will.
It's
beautiful to see, and we grab hold of that, and we don't want to let it go, because that helps us when we go left, because we get caged up by this industry, that we find our roots again. And that's why, girl, I love you. You're dope. Like, you're a vibe.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying right away when I met you, I was like, oh, he would have fit in with the crew really well, because we were a vibe. And like I said, if you invited anyone on your podcast, like from the crew, they'd be like, I got a story to tell you. I got a story, like the craziest stories. I mean, that's just like 2 stories of like 25 that happened. I got so many stories from this. So yeah, it's just crazy. Like, okay, so the movie was called Blunt. It's a heist thriller. Men will love it. Like, I love making stuff for the guys, but then I got my girls covered. Like, we go deep, right? So the girls are over here going like, don't talk to me, I have to think about this. And the guys are like, awesome. Like, you know, if I could like hit both, like, you know, that's sort of the idea. And so, and the crew knew that. Again, like by day 3, they're like, oh, this is what we're making. Like, cool, you know, and that, I think that material bleeds into the vibe. But anyway, so to have it go from Blunt and then on to the big stage on Netflix with this new title, it's so fun and it's so exhilarating. It's almost like the piece itself, the DNA, the integral part, this moving painting that we created as a team is it defines the title, right? It's almost, that's what I'm realizing is like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it's called. Exactly. I think it's a great title, but I also think that, you know, the powers that maybe they also know, they see the data, they see the algorithm, they see what people click on. Like, you have to trust that. My job that's not my job. My job is to create something that's honest, that comes from truth, that has like a unique fingerprint. You know, when I wrote in the ants, okay, spoiler alert, there's ants in this film. Everyone who read it was like, oh yeah, you're doing the ants VFX. Like, all the agents, everyone was like, oh no, absolutely not. We're doing real ants, like National Geographic, like, you know, the micro lens. And the first thing when I called Mike up, he's like, I'm like, yeah, Mike, we're doing the ants with the micro. He's like, dope, yeah, we got to do that. I'll make, you know, and he already knew how to do that, and I knew he would. And so it's like, why would you do VFX ants? And then it was a matter of like, well, who's the ant expert in this in the world? And we found him. And he came and he brought his ant farm. And, you know, and so anyway, people were just like, I don't understand how the ants work. Like, I guess. And I could see that. But to me, it was the idea that one little ant is not a problem, right? Smush the bug, get it out. Just like in your mind, like one little negative comment, get it out, it's gone. But when you have dozens and dozens, and then they start just invading and they're in mass, now you've got a problem. Now you've got something that you can't clear your mind with. So it is metaphorical, it is cinematic, it is purposeful, and it's not that, like, I guess you could call it horror, but I don't ever want to go full horror, because my core audience, the ladies, we're not into that much horror. Like, that's the most horror I'm gonna do, you know, is I'm gonna do, and the shots that we have in the film are so cool. I love them. And now it's so funny because everyone's just like, the ants are so badass, they work, like, you know. And so yeah, I guess the moral of the story is like, just follow that instinct. Like, these really crazy, wacky ideas that you may have become this like fingerprint, the DNA of your piece. And now maybe it'll be known as the, movie with the woman tied up with the ants. Like, I don't know. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Anna, I just love this whole interview. And also what cements it is I did a little bit of research, as I always do, to respect my guest and show appreciation and just be able to deliver with the questions with my job now on the host side,
Yeah. And bravo for that, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you. When you're not working on film, I love this industry. So why not give love and light to my fellow filmmakers and get inspired along the way? And network.
We need to live. Yeah, we need to stay together. It's like a band of brothers and sisters. Yeah,
definitely. And so, and what I was going with that and doing that homework is, I know that you are a mom and you went to film school, and just your journey into this is just amazing and it's inspiring. So, and to know now, I see what your secret sauce is, because just by this conversation on how you build out your team and you find the talent and you connect, but you're doing the work. And I'm sure, and that was going back to my question earlier, why I think it's probably wonderful on your set is you're doing all that pre-pro, getting the right people, getting the type of personalities in line, so that way when you're on set and you're shooting, people know when to get to work and people know when they can have fun. And I think that's your secret sauce. And I think I would love to work with you on a set. That's amazing.
Yeah, you're invited anytime. Yeah, one other fun, I don't know if we have time, but one other fun thing that happened was there was a sequence where it's cut from the film, but it's like a montage of like 8 micro scenes, one-line scenes in the script that kind of show a menagerie of who comes in the house, right? You've got like a couple celebrating their anniversary. You've got all these bridesmaids celebrating the bachelorette party. You've got, so it's all of these little scenes. And I knew when I had to cut 2 or 3 more days off my schedule, I was like, you're not going to make it. You're not going to land the plane. You need to divvy some stuff out. So over the next, 3 or 4 days, I started to figure out who is hungry to direct. And I picked 5 women on my team, from all different departments, and said, I have a job for you. You will get second unit director credit. I need you to direct one of these scenes. So you do it on your side time, do it after hours, like figure out who you want to cast, costume, the props, everything. You have full range in this and to do this. So when the day came, it was the last day on that location for all of the girls. And by this time, the girls had found their little units. Like they're recruiting this grip, and then the so-and-so's recruiting the assistant over here. Like everyone has their little units of helpers. So I took the B camera and I went upstairs to shoot some cleaning shots with Amy, because that's super simple. And we gave our, I think our first AC the chance to be DP, so he could get DP credit. Let's see. I'm always looking, how can we level everyone up with a better credit?
That's amazing.
Because it's an easy thing to give away. It doesn't cost me anything. It's like, and it could change their life, right? So while we were upstairs, and I only had there was 4 of us upstairs, everyone's downstairs helping all of the second unit directors, there's 5 of them, shoot their scenes, and Travis on Steadicam, and the girls also recruited people from, they cast outside people, but they also sometimes cast people on the crew. And so I just can't even describe to you. I'd come downstairs and take a peek, like put my head around, and they're like, Annie, like, look. And they were just so excited. And to this day, everyone tells me it was like the best experience they've ever had on a set, because we have all these toys. It's all set up. We're on the last day. I have like 50 shots, little tiny shots. I got to get all over the house. Why not let everyone have a little bit of fun with the toys, get some credits, And so after that experience, I'm like, I'm doubling down. I'm going to do this on every one of my projects. It's going to be a thing. I'm just going to find 5 second unit directors, and they're going to shoot a scene.
Amazing. You are super dope. You make me love this industry even more now. Like, you're the people we want to work with, and that set family. Like, you are the mother of the set family.
It should be that way. And I don't know why. I don't know why we entered this realm where like, oh, there's the director in Video Village, don't talk to them, like stay away from them. I don't know what I get it. We need to be precious, but these are human beings. Like we need to, if this is so hard what I do, then that's what happened after those other films. I was like, if this doesn't feed my soul, I'm not gonna make it. Like I'm not where I'm trying to go. Like I need to make a conscious effort to make it soulful. And so that was one of the things when the movie came out, I just kept, it makes me like tear up. And anyone on my crew will agree with me. It was like, well, at least we had a great experience making it. You know, at least not millions of people will see it, but at least I can take that with me. So to have it like release like just 2 days ago, and for everyone on the crew going like, oh my gosh, like everyone's throwing out the photos they have on their phone history, and like we're reliving all of, it's almost like coming out of a little bit of I think trauma, because we can't believe that it's all of that work that we did is being seen, you know? So yeah.
Oh no, I love it. Anna, we're creatives, which I feel if you're a good creative, you're also an empath, because we feel and we're trying to project emotions, and because we're reading with all of our emotions. So I just love that for you. And I love you. You're just dope. Like, congrats. Let me remind everybody again, Held Hostage in My House is streaming right now on Netflix. Go check it out. The amazing Anna Elizabeth Williams. I appreciate you. James, I'm sorry. Elizabeth James. Just, you're such a good soul and such a vibe. Held Hostage in My House, again, streaming right now. But can I just throw some love and light on what you're now going to do, what we can expect and look out for? And if you can't talk about it too much right now, we'll just throw out some socials so people can check you out or anything like that.
Yeah, so Anna Elizabeth James everywhere, like TikTok, Instagram, all the things. And then I wrote a script based off a true story. It's called Murder of a Millionaire. It's another psychological, sexual thriller, totally different from the other two. Really excited about it. Going out to talent.
Awesome. So when that drops, please come back. You have an open invitation. I would
love to. And maybe we can even talk sidebar, you know, as filmmakers, and see if there's a world where you can come.
Let's go. I'm with it. I go out to LA. Let's go. Anna, such a treasure. Again, I love your vibe, love your energy, and I can see why Neo calls you, you know, the white Neo, I guess, or whatever it was.
He said the white female version of him. He's talking in terms of writing.
Yeah,
you know, that world. Yeah.
No, it reads like we look for actors that read with their emotions when we cast them. Your passion for this industry reads right now. So thank you for this conversation. Much. You're the best.
This has been so fun. Yeah. Held Hostage in My House. It's a psychological thriller starring Amy Smart, Matt Davis, Billy Zane, Greer Grammer, a whole bunch of fabulous cast, Neo, and it's sort of like Clue or Knives Out.
There you go. Everybody check it out. It's streaming right now on Netflix. That is the amazing writer-director Anna Elizabeth James. I'm Kuya P. Nerds rule the world.
Thank you.
There's a cut.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world. Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir.
I'm one
Thank
of them.
you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
Nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like Nerds Rule the World. Like, I want more Black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
They're nice to meet you. Nerds do rule the world.
We do. We're phenomenal, aren't we?
Thank you, Nerds Rule.
Love it.
Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julian.
Yes.
Rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
Absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Yes. Nerds do rule the world. I agree.
We do.
I agree.
We're awesome, aren't we?
Thank you, ladies.
Nerds so much.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
And nerds really do rule the world.
Thank you, sir. It's your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
do. They rule the world, all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.
Well, I was good until I saw that this is Nerds Rule the World. So are we talking about like everybody you interview is a nerd, right?
Oh, it's a legal requirement. It is.
It's a legal requirement.
Yeah.
Or are you, or the second you popped on screen, I was like, wait, are you supposed to be the queen nerd then?
I hope so. My handle is Heather is a nerd, so I am a professional at least.
Okay. But then you enter that whole question of like, well, if you're calling yourself a nerd, are you really a nerd? A true nerd, would they call them? I don't know. I'm going to start going cross-eyed.
Going to psychoanalyze this a little bit.
Yeah.
Go. We are recording. Here we go. In a 1, 2, 3.